Responding to belittling comments is an important skill for maintaining your confidence and self-respect. In this section, we'll explore another 10 ways to respond when someone belittles you. I'll explain each one step by step in simple words so that you can easily understand and apply these strategies. 1. Use empathy to diffuse the situation. When someone belittles you, a surprising way to respond is with empathy. Instead of taking the comment personally, try to understand where the other person is coming from. You might say, "It sounds like you're frustrated. What's going on? Why is this important?" Empathy helps to shift the focus from you being attacked to understanding the other person's emotions. Sometimes people belittle others because they're dealing with their own stress, frustrations, or insecurities. Showing empathy can soften the situation and help de-escalate the tension. How to do it? Respond with something like, "I can tell something's bothering you. Do you want to talk about it?" Keep your tone calm and understanding. This approach can help both of you move toward a more constructive conversation. 2. Thank them for their feedback. Another unexpected response is to thank the person for their feedback, even if it wasn't given in the kindest way. You might say, "Thank you for your feedback. I'll think about that." Why is this important? Thanking the person for their input, even if it's harsh, shows maturity and confidence. It also takes the power out of their belittling remark by reframing it as something you can learn from, rather than a personal attack. How to do it? Simply say, "Thanks for letting me know," or "I'll consider that." Keep your response short and polite. This shifts the dynamic, showing that you're open to feedback but not affected by the negativity. 3. Highlight their positive qualities. When someone belittles you, responding by highlighting something positive about them can catch them off guard. You might say, "You usually have really good insights, but I think this time we might be missing something." Why is this important? Pointing out their strengths shows that you're not interested in confrontation and that you respect them, even if their comment was hurtful. This can shift the conversation away from negativity and encourage a more respectful tone. How to do it? For example, you might say, "You usually have great ideas, so I'd like to hear more of your thoughts." This response encourages a more productive dialogue and shows that you're not holding a grudge. It also shifts the conversation to something positive, rather than focusing on the negative comment. 4. Acknowledge their opinion without agreeing. It's possible to acknowledge the other person's opinion without agreeing or taking it to heart. You could say, "That's an interesting perspective. Why is this important?" Acknowledging their opinion without agreeing with it helps to keep the conversation civil while also maintaining your own boundaries. It shows that you're not affected by their comment, but you're not looking for a fight either. How to do it? Respond with, "That's an interesting way of looking at it." Don't engage further if the conversation turns negative again. This shows that you're acknowledging their right to an opinion but not taking it personally. 5. Respond with a question that encourages reflection. When someone belittles you, you can ask them a question that encourages them to reflect on their behavior. For example, you could ask, "Do you think there's a more constructive way to say that? Why is this important?" This strategy makes the other person think about their words and how they could have phrased things differently. It encourages reflection and can lead to a more respectful conversation in the future. How to do it? Ask something like, "Do you think there's a better way to phrase that?" Keep your tone calm and non-accusatory. This question can make the person rethink their approach and possibly change their behavior. 6. Agree with a part of their comment. Sometimes, agreeing with a small part of what someone says can disarm them. For instance, if they say something critical, you might say, "You're right that I could improve in that area." Why is this important? Agreeing with a part of their comment shows that you're open to self-improvement but not letting the rest of the belittling remark affect you. It can take the wind out of their sails by showing that you're confident enough to acknowledge areas for growth. How to do it? Say, "You're right, I could work on that," or "That's something I've been thinking about improving." Keep your tone positive and constructive. This response shows that you're open to feedback without letting the negative part of their comment hurt your self-esteem. 7. Invite a more productive conversation. You can also respond to belittling comments by inviting a more productive conversation. For example, you could say, let's talk about how we can improve this together. Why is this important? This approach shows that you're focused on solutions rather than arguments. It shifts the conversation from a negative, belittling tone to one where you're working together to improve the situation. How to do it? Say something like, "I think we could find a better way to handle this. What do you think?" Keep your focus on finding solutions, not on defending yourself. This helps steer the conversation away from negativity and toward a more collaborative approach. 8. Keep the focus on the present. When someone belittles you, they may bring up past mistakes or failures. A good way to respond is to keep the focus on the present. You might say, "Let's focus on what we can do right now." Why is this important? Focusing on the present helps you avoid getting dragged into an argument about the past. It keeps the conversation relevant to the current situation and prevents unnecessary blame or criticism from escalating. How to do it? Say something like, "I'd rather focus on what we can do right now to improve things." Keep your tone neutral and forward-focused. This response encourages the other person to stay constructive and deal with the current issue, rather than dwelling on the past. 9. Politely redirect the conversation. If someone is repeatedly belittling you, another approach is to politely redirect the conversation to something more neutral or productive. You might say, "Let's get back to the main point of the discussion." Why is this important? Redirecting the conversation helps you avoid getting stuck in negative exchanges. It shows that you're interested in moving forward rather than getting bogged down by personal attacks. How to do it? Politely say, "I think it would be more helpful to focus on the issue at hand." If necessary, you can say, "Let's talk about solutions instead." This approach keeps the conversation on track and discourages further belittling. 10. Recognize the insecurity behind the comment. Belittling comments often come from a place of insecurity in the other person. By recognizing this, you can respond in a way that shows you understand their perspective without letting it affect you. You might say, "I see you're feeling strongly about this. Let's talk about it calmly." Why is this important? Recognizing the insecurity behind a belittling comment helps you take the emotion out of the situation. It shows that you understand the other person's feelings but won't let their negativity affect your self-esteem. How to do it? Acknowledge their feelings with something like, "I can tell you're upset. Let's try to resolve this calmly." Keep your tone calm and understanding, not condescending. This response shows that you're willing to address the issue but won't be pulled into negative emotions. Conclusion: when someone belittles you, there are many ways to respond effectively without letting the situation affect your confidence or self-esteem. Whether you choose to use empathy, redirect the conversation, or invite a more constructive dialogue, the key is to stay calm and maintain control of the situation. These strategies help you protect your emotional well-being, assert your boundaries, and encourage respectful communication. By practicing these techniques, you can handle belittling comments in a way that fosters growth, mutual respect, and healthier interactions moving forward. Remember that how you respond reflects your strength, confidence, and self-worth.